which you could never ever forget. And I want to say hello, Mandy J. How are you?
Did you just replay my clip? I'm okay.
I did. I had to remind the kids who were talking too well. I was like,
How are you?
I am awesome, thank you. But so much has happened since you've left Curtis. Because you were here in 2020, and then all of a sudden, Mandy J is just off into the world, venturing into new things and new stuff and places and faces to see.
Yes.
You had it fun, man.
Yeah, most definitely. I had to go and be busy.
You were quite busy, hey, because in that time, while you were DJing, while you were setting up, start up a business, you still found time to be to write. I mean, you're like really, and an academic of sorts. My goodness, trifecta. I think you should say four-factor. There's so many things happening at the same time, and I'm totally in awe. What are you currently busy with?
Yeah, so I have just published my book. It's a biography of my grand aunts. She was a nun, and we actually started working on the book in 2016. But in 2020, we got quite serious. And as it happened, in 2020 was also the year that she passed away. So I think I got another drive to make sure that I complete this project.
And this was The Adventurous Nun, and this your great aunt, the bio of Sister Mildred.
Yes, yeah. This is The Adventurous Nun, stories my family told me. Yeah, it's about my grand aunts, yeah.
So let's just get straight into that. What was one of the most surprising things that you've learned while you were in this creative spirit when you were writing this book?
I think it's 4 things. I learned that selling a book actually is a business. You have to have a marketing strategy, and you also have to have a marketing plan. If you are a creative, you always just think about the creation and you don't think about the business side of things. So as the book has been published since the 15th of August, or rather walking into that, I realized that, hey, this is actually a business. I have to approach this in a business way. And then the second thing that I learned was that when you are writing, you have to know your author's voice, and for you to know your authentic voice, you have to find yourself, because readers are able to connect with the writer, with the author. So if you don't know who you are, your voice cannot be heard in the story. So that's the second thing that I learned. And then the third one, which I was just refusing to accept, was the fact that an author is a brand. And that brand, if it was not existing in any way, if you never thought of it like that, you actually have to build it. So I've kind of like accepted that I am an author. I'll be an author until the day I die. I think even after my death, people still refer to me as an author. And so an author, it's a brand, and it's a brand that you must build, and it's a brand that you must be conscious about it. And it goes in 2 ways. I think it's what people will see on the socials, the visual side of it, and then also the psychological side of it, because your reputation is at stake. So now that I've published a book, people are buying the book, people want to buy the book, so now my reputation is at stake.
You make sure when you go on socials, you are decent,
Yes.
You have to start to see in your eyes and everything, because the whole world is focusing on you right now, Mandy J.
Yes. And I think the last thing that I find it to be complicated is that whatever it is that you write about, you become an expert. So I've written about The Adventurous Nun, stories my family told me. All of those 240 pages are mine. And I'm now an expert, and people, they engage with me, because when I wrote the book, I actually had to share it with some of the religious sisters that my grand aunt was with. and they would sit and engage me on what I've written. And no one can tell you otherwise. Even when I was going through the book production process, people will come back to me and say, as an author, what are you saying? What should you do? Even so, you become a decision maker of some sort, and really the buck stops with you, because people want to hear from you as an expert in that subject. I find it quite interesting because my grand aunt was a Roman Catholic and I'm not. So, I had a little bit of insecurities as I was writing, but now I have to answer when people ask me about what is written.
I can believe that. So did you find yourself also going on this adventure of like visiting a monastery or a nunnery, or just sort of like getting to the history of Catholic or being a Catholic?
Yes, I did.
Have you worked on those tips?
Yes, I did. I think I did both, because the book is about my grand aunt, obviously, was a religious sister, and also it's about my family. Now, I don't know everything, but I remember I actually had to go to KZN to do some research to check out the places that my granny mentioned. One of the things she said was that her grandfather, he built a school at Amalangeni down in South Coast, Mhlagamkhulu. I actually had to go to that school and just check, does the school exist, before I swear on something that I've never seen. And then when it comes to Roman Catholic, I think the religion is so deep. So what I did was I needed support. I have a friend, Slindi Lekwame, she's actually Roman Catholic. So then I would ask her every now and again if I didn't understand something. Also, the religious sisters, they helped a lot that my granny were with. They also guided me. And then there's the internet. So that yes, so the internet really saved the day.
It's so vast and so in-depth, you can just do everything there, and you have the whole entire history. Also because Roman Catholic, it's so political too, so you sort of like have to choose, okay, this, no, that, no. And then there's a moral stance of it too. Did you find yourself having difficulty when you went in depth into Roman Catholic history? Was there any difficulty or some stuff that you're like, oh, now I understand it?
I did. Let's start with the word missionaries. So I didn't know that missionaries are like the religious sisters themselves. Of course, I knew missionaries, what missionaries are, but I found that even a term like that, it sort of like confused me, because my grand aunt will say she's on mission. So for me, then I thought, if she's gone on 10 missions, then those missions are like missionaries. And I remember she was correcting me and she was playing, as she was guiding me. Also, when she had passed, when I was engaging with the other sisters, they also explained, because if you're talking about one person, then that person is a missionary. So, yeah.
All right. And yeah, because also missionary in my head means like, something out of a Rambo movie when you go in and you just slay the whole entire village, back to the religion side where you go and you sort of like preach the word of Christianity, so to speak, like you say, word and play there, man. But managing through all this, do you think, because obviously it's named The Adventurous Nun, so are there a lot of adventurous stories in here that the reader can expect?
There are plenty of stories. One, I think the main stories that are there, obviously, it's the missions that my grand aunts did. There is one in particular that I can share. It's one when they were in Kenya and they were actually followed by a lion. And she would tell the story, but I was like trying to figure out, what would I do if I was followed by a lion?
I would die. I would definitely die of cardiac arrest immediately.
I still have nightmares about that, but yes, there's a story like that. There's also some entertaining stories about my family, because there are also, those stories I had to blend in my grand aunt's missions, and also just what was happening with the family. I think sometimes I think it's not funny, but but it's quite funny. It's like one of my grandfathers, they were being buried, so it was their funeral. So the pastor was preaching, and apparently he fell inside the grave.
Oh my goodness, I one of those funerals. So it's not funny. Just people think, oh my gosh, this person is bewitched, or something is not right. This person's like, Fancy, I just like, come on, I've been to one of those.
And the funniest thing is what the pastor said at that moment. Apparently the pastor said, "Oh, Mr. Baby, you want to go with me?"
Oh my word! Those problems like, Lord, do not take him now. His work is not done yet.
Yeah, so that like yeah, that killed me. I think the other one, it's when Nelson Mandela was released, the former president, when he was released from prison. The changes that came for us, we actually had to, because we used to do Bantu education, myself and my siblings, and then we had to go to multiracial schools. So when we went there, and then most of the time we were like Zulu speaking, we didn't know how to speak English. But now when we went to the multiracial schools and they had to assess us, hey, the English was gone. It was not there.
You're trying to salvage whatever you remember.
Yeah.
It's stories like this, when you get to that bonfire with family, or even just a braai or afternoon snack on a Sunday, these are the type of stories, that just keep it together. And it's treasures that last forever. Because not a lot of families have that, where we can recollect in the past. Because some of us don't even know our fourth generation what happened,
Yeah.
Father, great. No. Only thing we know was mom and dad. And mom and dad didn't really share a lot. So we have to make up sort of like our own path. And you mentioned early on, I think through that unity, you realize you found who Mandy is, who Mandy J is, and your footprint. Because once you realize where your footprint came from, it's easier to go into that branding, I would say. Hey?
Yeah, that's quite true.
Oh, no, that's just amazing. Tell me of all of these adventures. Hopefully, I don't want you to fall into a grave anyway, but are there any crazy type of adventures that you would like to try out in life that you're pondering on? You know what, before my next birthday, I want to do this.
I would say shark cage diving. I would like to try
Now,
that.
you see, I say something that will not kill you, man. Now you go into a shark cage. Oh my word! Case the name is in your blood.
It is.
Okay, so that is in your blood. Alright, I would think that with a smart, you want to go to sharks in a cage. Cool. Sounds
Yeah.
safe.
I just think like, if anyone had to approach me, I would just tell them, hey, you don't know me, I'll swim with the shark.
I'm riding to the shark. Have you seen this movie? Taking me back to this animation Shark Tale. When this loser was like, you just stumbled upon the shark and all that. I can't be familiar with that animation. But he made the shark his friend, and then everybody feared him. I know what you're onto. I think it might just work. And will that be your only challenge, only venture for this year? Is there anything else that you want to do perhaps this year?
I think obviously the crazy thing that I'm thinking of doing, or I'm planning to do, is to go on a book tour to the places, actually the countries that my grand aunts lived in. And it's about 10 countries. It includes Madagascar, Mauritius, Kenya, Congo, France, Italy, UK. So for me,
Wow.
that's like crazy. So yeah,
Oh, that's so spiritual, hey? Oh my god. I want to go on that journey. So when you do go on that journey, like the Instagram, I don't need to buy a flight ticket. Insta is on the way. You must take us on your journey as you do this. You know, it's just going to be so enriching to everybody that's going to pick up this book, The Adventurer's Nun. And besides that, you know, with life, with all the adventures that's coming, with all the great stuff that you still want to do, life is life, and it squeezes some lemon sometimes in our eyes. And what has been your most significant failure that that you've learned from? It happened, but then you had to sit back and you're like, okay, I need to learn something from this, otherwise it will be useless.
yeah. So what I've realized, I think, as a business person, and I only learned this now as a business person, is that I've been ignorant about my relationship with money. In fact, I did not think that I have a relationship with money. I've always thought of money as just a physical thing. And I actually had to do a course. It was an online course about your relationship with money. And there I learned that the way I love is also the way, it's the same way that I relate with money. So why I consider this to be a failure from my side is because I'm like thinking, damn, I could have made a lot of money if I had improved my relationship with money.
You know what? We have been millionaires and billionaires all our lives, and that relationship never existed there. So we just threw it out, buying this, buying that, never thought about saving and having this awesome relationship with our money. So it can actually work for us, hey?
Yeah.
Not we working for it at the end of the month. You have to pay this credit card at the end of the month, you have to do this and that. So I would also suggest that to everyone outside there to go out and get that course done. Because money doesn't grow on trees. That's what my mother used to say. Money doesn't grow on trees, you know. And I'm like, okay, it's paper. So I was getting very technical with her. And don't get all technical with me and smarty pants here. But in saying all that, you know, you make a lot of sacrifices, Mandy J.
Yeah.
And throughout your career, what has been the important sacrifices that you had to make in order to make sure that you are successful?
Yeah, sure. Today I'm an entrepreneur. I think I'm going to my third year now. And all along I've been working, I worked, practiced human resources for 16 years. And whilst I was building that career, so that it could fund my dream or dreams, I actually didn't travel as much as I would have loved to travel. And when COVID-19 lockdowns came, I realized that I had not traveled at all. And for me, I that was the biggest sacrifice, because sometimes, you know, when you are employed, it's very difficult to take leave and to travel. You know, I think having worked, when you take
You would know.
when you take leave and then the next thing, everyone is struggling at work, they're under pressure, and then they see you there in Mauritius. It's like you're not loyal to the employer.
Look when you come back from your vacation, because meanwhile they've been struggling in the office. You've been lounging around on white sandy beaches, you know. Life is just never the same after vacation. That first week, everything just feels so awkward.
Yeah, I mean, there's that guilt. So yeah, traveling was definitely one of the things that I compromised in favor of my career, just to build it. And you know, with lockdown, I just thought, gosh, what if I have COVID and die? I would die having not traveled. So hey, for me, that was something that I realized, no, here I had sacrificed something.
I think what the pandemic came and left with was the afterthought of, have I lived my purposeful life? Have I lived to the fullest yet? And then all of a sudden the nation went crazy. I'm going to do more things. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do But in all essence, it all came up with so much positivity, where people have the zest for the unfortunate
Yeah.
ones. But I would say 98% of globally, everybody's so enthused just to start afresh and start something new and go out there and go get it.
Yeah, because I think you are saying, you know what, if ever something like COVID-19 ever came back again, it must find me having at least done some of the things that I regretted not having done during COVID. Yeah.
You know what? I do not want COVID to come and find me again, Mandy J. That's what you go to. That's where you should be lived and kept there. But all in the spirit, I hear you, I understand you. But through all this craziness, because you own a boutique, do you design sell? Or you just point of sales?
No,
What's
no,
happening?
we design the clothes. I think from scratch, the manufacturing, we do that, and then yes, and we sell them. So it's just design, make, and sell.
Now see how busy that gets. There's entrepreneur, you're an author, you're a personality going out there, you're a mom, you're a sister, all these other hats that you have to wear. How do you unplug? How do you disconnect from all of that and still find Mandy J in between of all of that?
Unplug. If I ever unplug, yes. Sometime back when I realized that I was serious about my goals, and I realized that I was serious about my life purpose, living my life purpose fully, I then designed a winning daily routine. This is a routine that sees me wake up at 4:45 to do gym, meditate, pray, read, and then do work, take a break, and things like that. So when I'm following that winning routine, then I'm winning. I'm able to work out, go for swimming. Currently, I'm doing swimming lessons. Not because I can't swim, but I just realized that exactly, because I want to swim with the sharks. So I have to be able to. I have to be able to swim like professionally, like proper swimming, not like I'm drowning and things like. No, so yeah. So what I've done is that I think this year I started with biking, learning how. In fact, I didn't know how to ride a bicycle, so I said no. Let me go out there and learn how to ride.
I got my bicycle at the age of 8, and I never got back on it. I was way too scared, and so yeah. I think I must just go back to it and try that bicycle out again because it was just scary, that motion and not stopping. I'm happy you're doing all these things. Man.
Yeah, so that's what I do to unplug.
So getting up at 4:45 in the morning, starting off with your meditation, do the prayer, get into business mind. It can work. Because I believe starting your day early enough, you can't start your day at 12 o'clock and expect to finish all that stuff and not be a hyper at the end of the day. Can't even breathe because you can't get to everything.
Yeah, and I mean, the idea is that you wake up early and you sleep early. Because good sleep is also helpful. It helps you to be productive, So you can't wake up early and sleep late. You won't achieve that winning routine.
Absolutely. Mandy Jane, we can talk for ages and ages to go. It was so awesome talking to you again and just listening to how you inspire everybody around you. I'm totally imbued with everything that you're putting out there for the world to see, for yourself, refining yourself as an awesome woman that you are already. Where can you get your book? Which social medias are you on? Let them know.
Yeah, I am on the socials, busy building that author brand. So I'm on Facebook, just as my full name, Marsha Mandisi Mabaso. And it's Facebook, Insta, it's Twitter, it's Goodreads, it's YouTube. Yeah, those ones. And then also I'm selling my book on Amazon, so you can find it there. I'm also in the process of printing the books. In fact, they are being printed as I speak to you now, and those will sell them at Roman Catholic bookstores in the country.
All right. Are we planning on having a book signing?
Yes. The book events, they are all out there. We're just finalizing the dates, and I would share those on my website and also on my socials. My website is www.marshamandisi.mabaso.co.za.
Awesome. Marsha Mandisi Mabuso, I want to thank you, ma'am, and I want to say thank you so much for being an inspiration out there and getting on your bike again and going to go swim with the sharks, show other people it can be done. You can live an adventurous life every day, just let your dreams become a reality. Thank you for showing us that.
Thank you as well. Thank you for having me. I'm truly honored.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was so amazing. We have to come back one morning. We need to wake up Purchase every morning. I think you must just come back to now. We miss you.
Oh, I miss you too, guys. I've always just loved that studio. It gave me so much energy. It was always live, and I love radio.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, and all the best for all your endeavors are going out there. Much love here from the Poets Ekin team.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Have a good Thursday.
Goodbye.
Bye.